Let's continue on page 360, Chapter 10, Making Maps for Presentation. We're going to group element containing the title, subtitle, and a description. Press, hold, and shift and click the bottom of the color rectangle outside the group text elements selected box. So both the group title and the rectangle should be selected. The rectangle selection color is cyan, so right now you can see this is cyan, and indicating that this is the last element selected. The group text selection color is changed to green, so it's this one. So it means they both being selected, and we're going to right click on it and click align. We're going to align vertical center, and now we can see it's perfectly vertical centered in the in this rectangular, and we're going to align and click center, and means to the left and to the right centered. So this centers the title vertically and horizontally within the rectangular, so it's perfectly centered. And next we're going to do the last part is right click either the selected elements once more, and we're going to group them together. Group, and you can see no more small rectangular, and everything is just one group. And if you want to ungroup them, we can just click ungroup them, and this one you can ungroup them. Now everything you can just group them back. Group. And now you have to select both and group them. So we demonstrate the group many times. Hopefully that you will know how to group the things together. And if you want to go ahead, and we can click outside any empty part of the virtual page to clear the group element selection. So now we're going to zoom back to the extend view. So now our map is ready for the title and subtitle and adding the additional text. So for a map, we still have other elements. So now we're going to move to exercise 10C. So adding standard map elements. Map elements such as the north arrow, scale bar, and legend provide useful information to readers about your map. The north arrow provides an indication of true north, the direction towards the geographic North Pole instead of magnetic north. The direction of a compass needle pointing towards the magnetic North Pole for orientation, and displaying scale or distance with a scale bar is important and can be indicated using graphical and numeric forms. And a legend lists the symbols used on a map and what they symbolize. ArcMap has many different styles for north arrows, scale bars, and legends, and allows you to customize them. These elements are dynamically associated with the data frame that is active when they are inserted. A scale bar changes when the display scale of the data frame changes. A north arrow rotates with the data frame. A legend is updated A north arrow rotates with the data frame. A legend is updated when layers in the data frame are deleted or re-symbolized. Although these elements can be moved anywhere on a map layout, it is good practice to keep them near or within the data frame they belong to. The people who view your presentation and your map may or may not be familiar with the regions and biosubregions of Australia. Adding a legend is necessary to aid the interpretation of a map. In previous exercise, you positioned a biosubregion index in the layout. This can be considered a legend too, because the values in it corresponds to the values on the map. In this video, we will begin by creating a north arrow in a scale bar, finishing by creating a legend for the subregions layer. So now we're going to start, and first we're going to save exercise B, and we're going to close it out and start chapter exercise C. So in this exercises, now we're going to maximize the window as needed as well. And then on the layout toolbar, we're going to click Zoom Whole Page button. Remember, it is still this one. The map is in layout view and looks as it did at the end of the previous exercise. Now the overview data frame is active. We are going to the menu bar. So remember, we close this out first. We're not going to draw anything. So the menu bar is right here, and we're going to insert. Remember, that's how we insert the title, and now we're going to insert north arrow. So for north arrow, we're going to choose the Israel north arrow tool and hit OK. And the north arrow is added and placed near the center of the page. It's right here. If you cannot see, so we can use the zooming tool on the layout bar to zoom in on the page if you have a difficulty seeing the north arrow. Using the zooming tool on the standard toolbar will change the map scale of data frame. So don't forget to click the select elements button on the toolbar after zooming in, so you can select features again. So I'm not sure whether we are on which one, but here it's already selected. To double check, we can do that again. So center the mouse pointer to the mouse north arrow until the pointer becomes a four-headed arrow. Now right now, earlier it's four-headed arrow. Now we can move it. Using the pointer, drag the north arrow to the lower left corner of the overview data frame. Use the graphic as a guide. So now we're going to snap to guide more control of the placement. And right now it's huge. Now double click the north arrow. But now it's huge. Later we can fix it. We now double click and we're going to change the color if you double click it, we can change the north arrow property, and we're going to change it to 40% gray. And then for the size, we're going to do 40. And we're going to hit apply and hit OK. And when you are finished, click the empty part of the virtual page to clear the north arrow selection. Click the zoom whole page button if you zoom in, but I didn't do anything. I just want to if you cannot move anything or it's too hard, then we're going to double check. It's still 40, and we can just use the keyboard, or you can just use the function snap up, or now it's too up. Now we're going to snap down, and then when we're done, we just click the empty space in the virtual page or outside of virtual page. So now we're going to add a scale bar to the subregions data frame. Scale bars tell you how to convert measurements on the map into the real distances they represent on the ground. So in the layout, click the subregion data frame, the largest frame, to activate them. So now we're going to activate first, and then on the menu bar, we're going to insert scale bar. So which layer you work on, always remember to activate that and before you work on that layer. If not, and then you're just adding things to the previous active layer, data frame. So now we're going to insert scale bar, and now you can see a scale bar selector dialog box pop up. So you can also activate data frame by right-click its name in the table of contents and right-click activate. So when a data frame is activated, its name shown in boldface in the table of contents. So now this one is activate. It's boldface. On the scale bar selector dialog box, we're going to scroll down to the list and click Scale Line 1 Metric. Scale Line 1 Metric. Scale 1 Metric double alternative toolbar double alternative toolbars. Okay, scale line metric. It's 1. This one. And only United States use miles, but all the other country will use kilometer. Now, the scale bar is added and centered in the layout, but for moving into position, we're going to change some of the property. So we're going to click OK and to exit out the window. So now you can see our scale bar, and we're going to move to the lower left. Right click the scale bar and we can click property, or you can just click the scale bar and you quickly double click map elements to open their property dialog box. That's the second way. So on the scale bar line property dialog box, click the scale and units tab. And by default is that. So the scale bar currently has 2 divisions and 4 subdivisions. The scale line division has subdivisions for more precise measuring. So in the middle of the dialog box, then when resizing arrow and click adjust width. So the resizing option, so it's right here. So the resizing option will change the width of the scale bar if the display scale of the data frame is changed. So adjusting scale bars. A scale bar changes as you zoom in or zoom out a data frame. If you adjust the scale bar by division value, the distance represented by a scale bar division is variable. As you zoom in, it represents a smaller distance. As you zoom out, it represents a larger distance. If you adjust the scale bar by the number of divisions, the distance represented by a division stays the same. But there are fewer divisions as you zoom in and more as you zoom out. If you adjust the scale bar by width, the distance represented by a division and the number of divisions stays the same. But the entire scale bar grows wider as you zoom in and narrower as you zoom out. Note, if you adjust a scale bar by width, you cannot widen it by dragging it. Its width changes only with the display scale. In the scale frame of the dialog box, the division value box replaces the current value of 250. Click the number of divisions down arrow and change the value to 1. And leave the number of divisions value as 4, so we don't do anything there. In the units frame, in the text label box, change the label kilometers to km. Lowercase. And now we're going to make the slight change to the scale mark height and text of the scale bar. Now we're going to do that by click the second tab, Numbers and Mask. On the dialog box, click the Number and Mask tab in the marks frame and then change division height to 5 point. It's right here. instead of 7, we change it into 5. And subdivision height, we're going to change it to 4.